Hello guys. Just gonna continue where we left off. For those of you that are new, let me quickly close these streaming setups. For those of you that are new, we're building a language application from scratch. Here's kind of how it works. Actually, um, before I can show you, I need to fix the bugs from last time. Um, but this is the latest version. So here we're gonna have a social area where you can see posts from people nearby. So maybe if you're Japanese and you're learning English, you can find someone who's English and they're learning Japanese, and this means that they're in your area. So you can set your location like this, and you can comment under their post. And this is also to keep people engaged. You can see your streak here. We have cards that are built here. You can select based on different language pairs that you're trying to learn, and then you can delete these if you no longer need them. You switch them, flip them like this. You can delete flashcards, and then you can adjust whether if you want to practice only your weak words or all of the words. That's your choice. But the main thing comes from this screen. Let's change this to a language that most people are going to understand. So let's say our native language is English and we want to learn Spanish, okay? And we're at a difficulty level of A2 is basically, so like A's are beginners, B's are intermediates, and C's are basically your native. Let's just say A2 because I think most people are going to be around that level if you're interested in learning a language. A2 to B1 is probably where most people are going to be. And here you can see we have descriptions. So if you're at an A2 level, you're slowly learning past and future tenses. So the replies that you're going to get from this application are going to be based on your level. For example, if you set this as A1, you shouldn't be getting any other tenses except the present tense because you don't know those, right? So we can test that actually in a second. And here we set up a persona for our AI. We say we want to, you can randomize this or you can write something by yourself. So for example, I want to say AI persona, a happy person. I don't know, let's talk to a happy person. And then in the scenario, you can set this as I am in a taxi and going to the airport in a panic. And maybe let's make this a a very pushy taxi driver. Maybe let's say like might get scammed. You know, you can create scenarios like this. It's very useful if you're trying to learn a language and you want to learn specific things rather than just, because Duolingo just teaches you beginner words, I guess, like families and animals and stuff. Those are not really things that you need to learn if you're going to live in a foreign country. For example, I was living in Thailand the past 6 months. In Thai, I don't know how to say horse or donkey or duck. You know, I don't know how to say mom, dad, because my mom and dad were not there. But I know how to order food. I know how to say chicken. I know how to say egg, because those are things that I buy. I know how to say the numbers. I know how to negotiate. I know things that are very specific to me, and that's really all I care about to, pass my day when I'm living there. So anyways, let's set this as, let's do A2 for now, and then I'll show you guys the other options. So here I'm going to try to speak Spanish, right? So I'm going to say like, hola. And the guy's going to say, hola, ¿cómo estás hoy? And let's say I'm trying to do conversational practice, right? So this is what I'm going to hear if I'm in a Spanish-speaking country. No one's going to speak English to me. But if I don't understand this, I still want the option to be able to see what this means. Hello, how are you today? Ah, okay. So now I'm learning. And if I make a mistake, let's say, uh, bien y tú, but instead of, what kind of mistake can I make? Bien y tú. Let's say like I'm gonna go to the school, so I would say like voy a ir. Sorry, this has some autocorrect. So voy a ir a la escuela. For example, okay, escuela is a school and it's la escuela, but let's say el escuela just to make a mistake. And I should get a correction like this, saying the original message was almost correct. I added the article la before escuela because it's needed in Spanish. Voy a ir a la escuela instead of el escuela. By the way, these asterisks, I was trying to make these bold, but it seems like we have an issue there. So I'm building in public, right? So obviously I'm going to run into problems like this, so I'll fix that. And so this guy says to me, he just replies. But if I set this to A1, I shouldn't know any past tense, so I can say, ¿qué hiciste ayer? So what did you do? All right, well, this translated, like this is an autocorrect issue. Let me rewrite that. ¿Qué hiciste? Okay. Gonna keep everything perfect. Okay, so this means in Spanish, what did you do yesterday? But since I don't technically know the past tense, I shouldn't actually be getting a past tense response. So I need to fix this as well. This should have been corrected to the present tense because I'm not supposed to use any past tense. Let me fix the asterisk issue first. So let's go to OpenAI service. By the way, the last thing I was doing was adding the dark theme, but I want to fix this first. Actually, let me just finish that because it was we were in the middle of adding the dark theme and the build kept failing and I had to go. So since we already have a chat open for this, let me quickly fix that. And then we can fix the issues. So I'm taking notes of all of these anyways. Streak. Yeah, we added the streak. I think that's already working. Dark theme, let me fix that. Social aspect, that's the feed I'm talking about, but the feed is malfunctioning, so I have to fix that as well. Oh, I want to add the last 5 messages as an input to AI because I want it to be aware of the conversation history, so it can give more relevant answers. We're having trouble connecting to the model provider. Well, that's not good. Why is that? I'm gonna quickly see if I'm out of API tokens. It should let me know if I am, but just want to make sure. Oh, maybe I'm connected to a VPN or something, because I had $20 more. that'll help. Cool. All right, try again. This is really annoying. Let's make this auto mode. Maybe it's a problem with Sonnet. In the meantime, let me give an instruction for the OpenAI service. The bold markup we implemented is showing up in the UI as words with asterisks. It's not actually bold. So this is the problem that I'm talking about. Is in this situation, I want things that are corrected to be in bold. So let's see how we make things bold, actually. Okay. In the translated field, emphasize any words that were translated by surrounding them with bold markdown for formatting. Which words were corrected? I don't want to highlight, I don't want to emphasize the translated words. Emphasize any words that were corrected, because in this situation, this wasn't translated. Yeah, any words that were corrected. Let's see, where'd that go? With bold. The words with any words that were corrected by surrounding them with bold. Okay. But still, we need to parse it properly, so we have to cache these bolds and actually properly mark up instead of seeing these asterisks. So that needs to be fixed. What else needs to be fixed? Regarding the OpenAI, I think it's good for now. Let's see if we're still having issues with okay, no, it's working. All right. I can turn the volume up and down like this. Oh, by the way, the reason I was doing Japanese was because I want these foreign letters. If I'm not receiving Latin responses, I want those to be coming back to me in Latin as well. So let me test that actually. So let's go for Chinese. Let's say hi. Since I don't know any Chinese, I can just go like that. Suggested translation is this. Yes, so it's working correctly. It's supposed to say hi, ni hao ma, because I don't know how to read this, so it's gotta help me. Ni hao ma. The original message is almost correct. I removed the space between the characters for proper writing. The phrase means how are you? 我很好，谢谢。你呢? I'm good, thank you. And you? Okay, cool. In the meantime, see how this got corrected. So this is not what I care about because this is a commented out file. Okay, yeah, if it's marked down, then we're supposed to. Okay, so we're adding this new struct that lets us add markdown to our text, I suppose. That's cool. Meantime, let me also go back to the dark theme now that the AI is working. Let's run this and see. It's gonna force a reset anyways once we completely properly build this. Okay. Try to build again. Build failed. It's not good, we keep failing. I don't accept everything, so that I think it might be related to that. Okay, if this is not working anymore, I'm just gonna switch to a new chat and change the model as well. So right now we're in auto, which means it's picking which AI model to use. But I'm gonna switch this to max if it's not able to fix it still, and then start fresh from a new chat. Clearly this is not working. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is the issue. So let's stop this. Make it max. I was aiming to add a dark mode. However, now the build is failing. Let's see. Okay, once we do that, what else do we want to do? Dark theme, once that's fixed. Social aspect, I want to bring the feedback out, and then we'll change the we'll give the last 5 messages as an input into the AI, so that we have a bit of conversation history. So right now, I mean, we said this guy is a taxi driver. What will you do today? So he's supposed to be a taxi driver, right? He said, I went to the store today. How about you? Why did he go to the store? 'Cause he's supposed to be a taxi driver. What else did you do? What's your job? I like teaching Chinese. Oh my god, we're having so many bugs. This is cutting off now. We're gonna fix the damn dark mode first. Can't do anything until I fix that. Build is failing because of inconsistent usage of theme-aware colors in your dark mode implementation. I mean, dark mode is not even... Someone recommended that last time. But it's not even like a must-have, you know? I should have left that until the very end. Build succeeded, perfect. Okay, let's rebuild and see. Build succeeded, perfect. Why am I still adding stuff? Language selection Swift. Okay, I guess we're updating some files. So how do we change the theme? Okay, this is back to working too. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna go and search dark. It's probably gonna be in dark mode. Okay, button. Where is this? Theme settings card. Where is that? he's still updating all the other files. Let's ask, where is the theme settings card? Okay. And then what was I gonna fix? This is not fully showing. The appearance section, settings button top right corner, okay. But we don't have a card there. Look for the appearance card. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have one of those. Unfortunately, the card is not there in the settings view. Let's fix that. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna just populate this. So I'm gonna say, see the screenshot. As you can see in the screenshot, the translated text is getting cut off. What else did I want to fix? Well, we refreshed, so the bold stuff should be fixed, right? Okay, let's see. How de is translated to, which means good or okay in Mandarin. Let's make a mistake. Okay, I don't know Chinese, so I'm gonna have to go back to Spanish. Me llamo Alex. So this is a mistake because this is supposed to have an extra L. I did this to see if the correction is gonna be in bold, but it wasn't. Okay, the asterisks are gone, but the text in the suggested correction bubble is still all in the same style. No bold is seen. And then, okay, while we wait for that, let's go refresh this. Okay. And what were we gonna do? Okay, so Alex, I guess in Spanish is spelled with that character, and we're having an issue because I said that if something is not Latin, language does not use Latin characters, use phonetic Latin pronunciation in parentheses as well. I meant this for like Chinese and Japanese characters, stuff like that, but parentheses as well. Language does not use Latin characters. Include phonetic pronunciation in parentheses as well. Do not include phonetic for Latin characters with accents. Okay. Okay. Connecting like yours. Okay. See, the dark mode is there. Okay, cool. Dark mode, perfect. Ooh, nice. It's like, well, the colors kind of suck, and we don't have it for the flashcard view. But we'll fix this later because I don't want to work on it now. Okay. What else do I want to fix? Well, got a couple things here. Dark theme, bold markup. Yeah, we're gonna send this, right? Okay, supposedly this is supposed to work now. First, let's say Alamo Alex. Okay, we should see both our fixes. Muy bien, Alex. Not good. We still get the parentheses. Suggested correction. That's also not good. Why are we losing the explanation? There is no explanation anymore. We lost it for some reason, and the corrected words are still not bold. Let's fix that. Seems like we're changing the markdown struct. Okay, we got some debug prints set up. So hopefully that's gonna help. Let's say Milamo Alex. Markdown, yeah, it's supposed to look like that. This should be bold, that should be bold. Is that the case? Okay, cool. Okay. All right, so let's say the text in the main correction bubble is being bold, which is good, but I also want to mark down the subtext in the correction bubble. Also, the translation, actually, we'll do that later. It's an old file that I don't use anymore, modern conversation view. Simply gonna delete this. It keeps confusing the AI. Let's see. Milamo Alex. The subtext is not bold still. Also notice that the word Alex is being shown phonetically in parentheses because in Spanish it has an accent which is being registered as a non-Latin Latin character. OpenAI prompt should be already watching out for this, but seems like it's not working. Ah, okay. So the explanation did not have the bold stuff. It's the problem, it seems. And then I have more references to the non-Latin phonetic transcription in the OpenAI file. Change those as well. Okay, what next? Seems to be fixed. Oh, this was not showing fully, right? That was not good. The translation was halfway. I like Chinese what? Whoop. Stops. Okay, let's mention that. See in this screenshot how the translation from the reply text is not fully visible. It cuts off. Okay, that should be like all the little bug fixes, except the dark theme not fully working. And then in the cards, I want to be able to scroll here. That's so. What did this fix? Proper text wrapping layout is constrained. Okay, so that's good. Okay, what else? Social, that's fixed. Okay, I just maxed open limits. Okay, I want to feed. Okay, I am currently not happy with the responses from the AI. It seems to not be aware of the scenario and personality parameters at all. I want want to emphasize is I also want to add an optional special instructions parameter for users who may want to focus on some language skill like past tense or some words. Also, adjust the AI so as to receive the last 3 messages from the last 5 messages in the conversation, so it replies with more context instead of a one-off reply. Finally, adjust the max token parameters to ensure AI responds properly. Okay, big instruction. Let's see how this works. Okay, once we do this, what are we gonna do? Okay, monetization, adding Firebase, all the boring stuff like that. Notification, user database. Yeah. That's pretty much gonna be like when we're ready to launch the app, you know, we're gonna make the user models and all the stuff. It's the really boring stuff. Okay, changing the prompt. So you must strictly follow guidelines. Critical. You must fully embody this persona in every response who defines who you are. Okay. Now we're putting that into putting more emphasis. Scenario. Special instructions. Conversation style, natural, conversational. I mean, that's too much. 1 to 2 sentences typically. Keep authentically based on your persona scenario. If the user asks a question, maintain the conversation flow. Everything will stay in character. Okay. Added special instructions. UI section settings, it's supposed to be there too. Heavily emphasize that. Invert context awareness. Wait. Are we giving conversation history already? Add conversation history. Keep last 5 messages for context. Actually, that's pretty good, I guess. Let's do 7, I suppose. So we already were doing that. That's cool. Okay, let's reset this. Maybe that means. Okay, let's text some stuff. Melamao, Alexander. So still getting the parentheses. Alexander. Why is he still hyphenating my name? Okay, AI persona. Arrogant taxi driver. Or scammer taxi driver going to the airport in a rush. Special learning focus. Use usted. Use formal tense. Done. Hola. Hola, Alexander. Vamos rápido al aeropuerto, ¿verdad? Hello, Alexander. Let's hurry to the airport, right? Do you have a lot of time? No te preocupes. Tengo tiempo. This is so stupid. No es muy caro. So we're just negotiating, so he's gonna try to scam me. Let's see. Dude, this fucking suggested correction stuff is working terribly. Okay, let's give this, and I'm gonna say, oh, let's see if it has context. How much did you say it was going to cost? suggested corrections are not sophisticated. It is as you can see from the screenshot, it is correcting the word I used. Look at the screenshot and tell me what you think the problem is. Wait, what? Look at this screenshot and tell me what you think the problem is with the suggested correction. Okay, after this, let's fix the dark mode, I guess. We just said the max limits. That's working. Streak is working. Is it? 1 day streak. Social aspect is working. Okay, looking at the screenshot, I can see a clear problem. It's just a correction. Essentially identical to the original text. Systems providing explanation if it's meaningful. Yes. The only difference is a period at the end. Exactly. Okay. I know what the problem is. The problem is because OpenAI works in English. So when I send something Spanish, it translates it to English, and then when I'm also implementing some like translation logic on top of that, it says the word expensive is not necessary, but I never use that word, you know? I use the actual word for expensive in Spanish. But because it's internally translating it, so let's see if Do not make corrections for trivial changes like adding or removing punctuation, minor capitalization changes, extra spaces. I mean, yeah. I think the issue is also because OpenAI might be internally translating things to English, which means that it translated my Spanish word caro to English and then saw this as incorrect and translated it back to Spanish to help me. Let's see if this can be fixed in the prompt level. I don't know, this is becoming very complicated. Do not translate words in your mind, then assume those English translations were in the original text. Only correct words that actually appear incorrectly in the original message. If A uses correct words, assume English words were used. What? Okay, I mean, we can try it now. Restart. So let's say, no es muy caro. Same thing. I mean, yeah, I guess in this case it worked. No es muy expensivo. So that's not a word, so that should be fixed. La palabra expensivo no es correcta en español. Yes, so this is supposed to be in my language. The suggested correction is supposed to be sent in the user's native language, but implement this without causing translations of corrected words in context. For example, Okay. Okay, well, yeah, we'll see. Resets. Okay, let's say es mucho expensivo. In this case, es muy caro change mucho to muy for correct adverb usage and expensivo to caro for the correct adjective form. Yes, es muy caro. Pero okay. Okay. All right, let's fix the dark theme. Dark theme has some issues. Let's actually send a screenshot. Some whites are too white and cannot be read. and the flashcard menu, flashcard screen has no dark theme applied. All right. Come on. All right. Well, that's probably enough for the stream today. I'll be back on tomorrow, continuing from where we left off. Everyone's sleeping right now. I'm kind of in Asia, so I'm in odd hours. But if you guys watch this after the fact, still comment and let me know if you want to see something else. Cool. Thanks for joining, guys. See you